I live in an apartment, right? And I've got one upstairs neighbour. And I used to have a bike, and I kept the bike at the door of my apartment rather than bringing it inside, just out of convenience. And I never knew this was irritating the upstairs dude until one evening. He came to my door to ask me to bring my bike inside my apartment because, in his words, it was ruining the aesthetic of the communal hallway. Now, that is a guy who has never been punched in the fucking face. That is a guy who has never been dragged from a moving dodgem and leathered at the Christmas and New Year carnival. He does not come from a world where he sees how that could easily turn ugly, to go to somebody's door to ask them to move their bike from their door. If I was to go to somebody's door with such a request, I would be fully prepared for physical combat. I would assemble a bit of backup beforehand, draft in a few cousins. Aye, it's his door, mate. Aye, his bike. Because he's fucking ruining the aesthetic of the communal hallway. I could have stood up for myself in that situation. I could have said, mate, it's my bike, it's my door. I could have fought prick with prick. But because in my childhood, I apologised to the guy. I said sorry, and I brought the bike inside, and I closed the door. When that man shuffled off back up the stairs, having won, right, and I closed the door, and it's just me and my bike, and the door's shut. That's when it becomes an issue, because the voices in there. The voices in there become like a pop-up virus. Fucking pathetic, Kev. Absolutely embarrassing. That was tough to watch, Kev. Fucking... Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me just bring the bike inside. Sorry for your inconvenience. Kev, get a new bike if that's the way you're going to be. Get a wee basket on the front, Kev. That's the kind of bike you should get. Get some ribbons on the handlebars, Kev. Get a wee bell. Ding, ding, here comes Big Kev. That's that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kev, get a wee Bichon Frise and stick it in the basket. When you go for a cycle, Kev. And that is the psychology of men, because those minor defeats, they stay on a file somewhere in there. You believe you've deleted those cookies, but they stay in there. That is why men lose the fucking plot with wireless printers and broadband routers. Because the minute they feel uptight and frustrated, every minor defeat they have ever accepted replays like a montage, a compilation in there. You'll be trying to pair a Bluetooth speaker in front of your whole family on Christmas Day. Device not recognised. You're clicking and clicking. Everybody sees you're starting to get freaked out, and then they start trying to help. Kevin, have you tried moving it further away? Oh, sometimes the Bluetooth, it can actually be too close. I read that somewhere. Kevin, is it updated? Does it need an update, perhaps? Kevin, have you tried turning it off and then back on again? You fucking literally just seen me trying that! Oh my God, Kevin, we don't need music that badly. It's not about the music. It's about that prick in 2019 that made me move my bike to my fucking door. I'm a coward. I'm a coward.